Alright, it says I'm recording now.
Cool.
So just so everybody's on the page, it says on the email, something's really staticky. Does anybody else hear that?
What is it?
I don't know, I just hear a bunch of noise.
That might be me, sorry. I just got home from campus.
Alright,
Is it on?
yeah,
Okay, that was me, sorry.
that's alright. So I emailed the instructor and she had said that the presentation's supposed to be a combination of the actual campaign and then the process of us arriving to everything that we've come up with. So her recommendation was to have a few people work on the campaign itself, and then so maybe 3 people actually work on the campaign, or 12 people work on the campaign, and 1 person takes an overview of the whole process. So,
Wait, can you say it again? It kind of is breaking up. About the campaign part, 3 people. I couldn't hear after that.
yeah, it's all clicky again. So she was saying that maybe, 3 people work on the actual campaign itself, or 4 people work on the actual campaign itself, and then 2 people or 1 person just do like an overview of like how the group interacted with everything and the theories or whatever you want to call it from our book that we actually use to arrive at our actual campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure how we want to break it up. Looking at it, like whoever would do like the first main point should probably do the introduction too, and then whoever does the last point should do the conclusion. So I mean, it's just trying to figure out how to make everything flow with 5 people during one presentation. Be a little tricky.
Yeah, we would have to do it like that just because when we... Whoops. I pressed a button. Hold on. Just because when we, what do I want to say, submit it, we have to do like a separate submission. So it's not like we're all going to be talking on like Uru and get to go at different times. It could all just be one section, so they all have to be like, whoever does the first part, whatever you just said, like we all have to do it like that.
Yeah.
And
then I mean everybody's gonna have to do like a little introduction. In my last group we were just talking about it, how maybe you start off and say my name's so and so, this is what I'm gonna cover. And then in your conclusion, as long as you're not the last person, you just say, and now you're going to hear from so-and-so talking about what. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what we usually do as a group. Except we always record at once, so that's a little weird, but yeah.
Does anybody want to do the overview or the theories and stuff part? Does anybody want to volunteer to do?
I'll do that. I don't have an issue with doing that.
Okay.
Unless somebody else is dying.
I mean, I didn't want to volunteer.
It doesn't sound like
I mean, whoever does it, we just want to make sure we are getting the points from our book, because that's where a lot of our points, that's where she always took away a lot of points and stuff if we didn't have the definitions of that actual chapter, and all the blocks that I had if I didn't have explaining it right. So I know she'll take off points if we don't have that in our paper. So whoever does it, just make sure it's the correct definitions of what's been in our every all the units, so basically to I guess get something from each unit or whatever we're mainly using, just to make sure, because I feel like the main points will come from that.
Yeah, and basically I was just going to sit down and go through the last couple chapters that we went over were all the group stuff. So I was just going to sit down and, I could just collaboratively say, oh, we use this, we use that, and I'd be able to go through and give definitions for the words that aren't very common and be able to fill up, 5
She
minutes
has a
worth of
couple
time.
in the rubric. Like she has them listed, I think.
What was that?
Or
Sorry.
maybe they're just... No, they're just, I think she has them in, like, the rubric. They might just be examples, though, but she has, like, some in the rubric of what she wants us to name and stuff.
Gotcha. So
do we want to break up, like, whose points are first, or, like, who wants to go in what order when we're presenting the actual campaign?
I just want to go first. I forgot what everyone did, but I just know from my, like, research, I just, like, kind of looked at what you can be with your communications degree, and I feel like that, I don't know, that kind of could go first, unless something else can go before that. Like I said, I forgot what everyone else kind of looked at, and I just looked at what, like, the alumni did with their communication degrees, and I could just kind of say that first to say, well, you can do all this with, like, your communication degree, because we're kind of trying to get them to come to communications field. So if that can go first, but after I do, like, our introduction of what our campaign is and start saying that.
Well, when I was going over I was looking at the 3 different tracks that we currently have. What it would really end up being is what you're doing, Jane, would be tying in, like, what careers you can get with those degrees. And also I figured that we could add in what minors you can get with those majors, because communications is such a broad major. So I think that, like, the way we set up the campaign, it can all, like, tie in together. But that's how ours would tie in, is because there's not much to do with mine now that I've researched it more. It would be more of what you're doing. But you would break it up into the 3 different tracks that we currently have, because, Matt, you were going to do the new sports broadcasting major, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm looking back at your email, Jake, and now I just lost it. It said how she did say that there should be, like, 2 people to cover the actual campaign and how it can be, like, the expectations of it. And then one of us discussed how we did, like, how we broke it up. And then
Well, I guess one of the other ways that we could go with it then, if we had 3 people do the actual campaign and you guys just work on the bulk of it, we could have one person do an overview of the expectations and then roll into the introduction, and then whoever did the overview of, like, how we all interacted and everything could do the conclusion and then go into how we interacted.
okay.
Does that sound, I'm just trying to think of how to make it the most fair,
That makes sense. If we did it like that, and we had 3 people doing the campaign, so you would do the last portion, is what I'm understanding?
I don't care. I'm flexible. The only hard part that's going to be for me is I would probably need everybody's, like, solid information by Thursday night, because I'm going to have to do my presentation stuff Friday, since I work for the Air Force Saturday, and then Sunday I leave to go to Georgia. So I'm going to be doing my section of the presentation to have ready to turn in Friday. So I'm not sure if that's going to mess everybody up or not.
It's due Monday, is that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, I sent you guys that text. I'm not sure that I'll be able to actually turn everything in, because I don't know that I'll have email or any internet access when I get to Georgia. So
Yeah, I can, upload everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if he just has your links. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I hit a snag though. We selected communications, is that right, or telecom?
Communication.
Communications.
Okay, yeah, I definitely hit a snag then. The sports broadcasting is a telecom
Well, that sucks.
program. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to plan B. I pulled a bunch of research for it, and it's really sweet, but it's most definitely under the telecom umbrella. Yeah.
That sucks. Well, somebody can adopt the famous people aspect of it. I don't know that you can build your whole section off of famous people that have graduated with communications degrees, but if I'm doing the overview, like originally I was going to do the famous people, so somebody could help, incorporate that somehow.
I don't know where I should incorporate, like, I found a bunch of really good articles on, like, what you can do with a communications degree and, like, the demand for them, and, like, places like this one article I'm reading, it says something about government. It's like, did you think of all the politicians who write their own speeches and how communications majors actually, like, write speeches for politicians? And then, like, there's careers in healthcare and things like that, like things that you wouldn't really think of with a communications major, but are actual careers. But I just don't know, like, where you guys would think that would tie in best.
Yeah, I had some of those articles too, so I don't know. Like, I was looking at some of those.
Okay, so why don't we break the campaign up into highlighting the 3 tracks: the interpersonal organizational, the media track, and then the persuasion track. We can break those up into highlighting what careers you can get with those degrees, and a brief overview of what kind of minors you can pair with those degrees. And then we can have which would then tie into the demand for the degree, and then tie into highlighting famous people and prestigious. We can clump the famous people and prestigious alum who have graduated with that degree. Could we break it up into like 3 sections like that? Would that make sense?
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
It's just for the actual campaign. Are we supposed to, like, give an idea how, like, all this information is going to reach people so they can know about, because that's the problem now, like, people don't know it. So we need to, like, say, how we're going to get that out to people and everything.
Okay. I did have an idea of, like, having, because that's what I figured too, Jane, would be like having a day where, like, people who are interested in doing a communications degree, like going into communications major, where they would come into campus and we would have some of those people there.
Like a small, like, job fair sort of thing?
Kind of, but just specifically for, like, the communication studies.
Right.
I mean, that's a good idea.
And probably, like, build some type of pamphlet or booklet to hand out to those people. That's all I got.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where we could incorporate that. I might just be able to incorporate that in the conclusion.
I mean, I feel like that should be the intro, because that's what our project is about, what the campaign is. How can we get people to come to this track? So that should be said first, like this is the way we can get it, and then we can just talk, about it, like the main why this is the way. But yeah, I think we need to say that first. This is the way we can get them, and then show them, and then we could just tell the information.
With that, I think that by putting that first and then just kind of talking about what would be in, what would, I don't know, like what we would present, just pick out the main points like you were just saying.
Okay, so the overview of the campaign would be what our expectations of our campaign would be, and then I guess we would have to do the introduction first. I guess the introduction and the overview would be the same thing, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. I guess I was just thinking about how you would roll into it.
So the overview of the campaign / introduction would be introducing our ideas and then our expectations of how those ideas can be implemented into the actual campaign and doing like a communication study job there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then in that you can just like highlight.
So do we want to
how we're expecting to get the information out there, with maybe a pamphlet and then maybe publicity of having prestigious people that have graduated, prestigious alumni present and stuff like that.
Can't we mail stuff out? Because how in high school you always got stuff from colleges that we could just do that. I don't know how they really get people's addresses, but
probably just anybody that applied to the college.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't even apply for YSU at first, and they gave me stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just transferred this year, but when I was in high school, I got a lot of stuff from them.
There's at least this is how my school did it. We would tell our guidance counselors what we were interested in. We would meet with them and try and figure out what schools would be good, and we would sign up for information from those programs. I got stuff from Cincinnati for the liberal arts school and stuff like that. So it would. So it would go from there, getting. I feel like a lot of kids these days are looking at the programs, which ones have the better ones. I know when I was looking into communication studies programs, I was looking at Baldwin Wallace and certain schools that had better programs or programs that offer more to students, and doing I can't even, my brain isn't working right now, I'm sorry. Internships and programs that they can get you into to help you get into the careers.
So we have the overview and the what Rachel just said about introducing the ideas and everything. So how do we want to break? I mean, I know we want to do the 3 different tracks, but so we each have to do our own presentation. We each have to present whatever we're doing. So we need to figure out who is doing exactly what.
Yeah, so I guess I'm covering the conclusion and then the overview of how we communicated and all that stuff. So then I guess the rest of it just fill in wherever you guys want to take stuff, I guess.
So we want to break it up from the interpersonal communications, the media, and then what was the last one?
Persuasion.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the last one?
Persuasion. A lot of people go onto that one while they're like prepping for law school and stuff, if they're not doing like political science.
Okay.
That makes sense.
And then for each of those, we're going to do the jobs or the careers available for that sort of communication, and then tie in what alumni have done what in that field. Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
That wasn't very.
That wasn't the most confident,
Sorry, guys. For group projects, we'll do that to you.
Yeah, this is
Right.
crazy. I'm trying to look. Do we need?
So who wants to do it?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I can ask this later.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was just going to say who wants to do interpersonal, who wants to do media, and who wants to do persuasion, just to kind of, clear things up a little bit.
Yeah.
We're also going to do the intro if no one cares. I don't know.
Well, what I'm thinking is we can actually probably have somebody do the intro
and then the first.
and then somebody else do the conclusion.
Oh,
Makes
yeah.
sense.
Because the introduction would be, again, introducing the ideas and the expectations of the campaign. And then the conclusion would be briefly going over what we covered with the campaign and then going into how we actually did the campaign.
And that's like where we would put like the definitions
so we can
used from the class and stuff.
So we can break the campaign up into 3 parts.
Well, doesn't the outline have like 5, right? So we can all probably have it one part of the outline.
Well,
I don't think that we actually. I don't think we have to.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
think
we don't have to turn
use
them in.
all 5, but the outline has 5 main points. I don't think we're gonna get 5 main points when we only have 5 people and so much.
Well, I was just thinking 5 main points since there was 3 tracks and then there was the intro and the conclusion.
Yeah, but the intro.
Yeah, I think that's.
I'm saying just to write it like on the outline. We don't really have to like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's 5 parts, including the 3 parts of the campaign plus the intro and conclusion.
Okay.
Because I think we do have to fill up the turn the outline in with everything, so we can just, briefly put that in there. Because it's not like it's just an outline. We don't have to go into depth, but we can just put that. Or each person can like put their part. Once we like give each other a part, we could just like email each other and add our part to the outline.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's the most effective way to do it. Is just whatever your section of the outline is, you take care of that section, and then maybe you guys all could just email it to me. I'll put it together as one whole outline, and then we'll be able to submit it.
Yeah, that sounds good. So Jake's gonna do the introduction, right?
I was thinking I was doing the conclusion.
The conclusion.
Oh, okay. You're doing the conclusion.
Yeah.
So who wants to do the introduction?
Did you say you wanted to do it, Jean?
Yeah.
I can do.
Okay.
Okay, so Jean
And then
will
do you guys have preferences when it comes to what part of the campaign? Like, do you have anything that you like really want to do? Like,
how would we break that up?
Into 3 tracks.
Wouldn't somebody be doing the interpersonal, the media, and then the persuasion?
Yeah, but then we also have the prestigious, alum, and famous people. Like, would we tie that into?
I was thinking.
Track?
Yeah,
I was thinking for each track have like an example of an alum that did something within that track. You know what I mean?
It's hard to find though, because I only saw a couple like alumni, and they really were in the same. I saw 3 were literally marketing and sales, and that's like the same.
Well, I mean, I think if we can find alumni, like that's great. But I think even if we just find like somebody famous that you're like, oh, what was their degree?
Yeah.
And then you could be like,
Yeah.
oh, it was interpersonal communications.
Right.
So, I mean, I think
Yeah.
alumni is just an added bonus, but I think if you can find somebody,
Just
notable,
a person to give an example. Yeah, that's
I think that works too.
Okay.
So for each track, I think, have some notable person. If it's an alumni, great. And then, find careers that are available for, people who want to take that track.
and then we all have to speak for 5 minutes. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was like the
Okay.
time.
That won't be hard.
No, that shouldn't be bad at all.
Okay, so Jane will do the introduction, Jake will do the conclusion, and then Mallory and Matt, we have to figure out who's going to do which track. I don't really care which one. What's your track, Mallory?
I'm cool with doing, I don't know, it doesn't really matter, interpersonal, I guess. That's fine.
Okay, what about you, Matt?
Yeah, I'll just take whatever you guys. I'm happy. I'm happy as a clam with whatever. So pick whatever you prefer. I'll scoop up what's left.
Well,
Sorry, guys.
I'm really indecisive. I guess I'll do persuasion, if that's cool.
With me.
Media.
So then
Okay.
Matt's doing media.
Mallory will do interpersonal organizational track, Matt will do the media track, and I will do the persuasion track.
So I'm just saying basically the overview of everything that we're going to talk about and how we want to, have the fair and everything, and probably just
You
adding
want me to
questions.
type this all up and email it to everybody? Because I have it all written down. Everything.
Yeah, I just need to know, who's going second
That'd be
too,
great.
so I can say, oh, I'm going to pass it over to this person to, talk about blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
Because I was just writing it down very sloppily on my notepad here.
Yeah,
That's
same.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then I'll type up an email of how we broke it down. So everybody's just going to type up their portion of the outline, and you said you were going to put it together, Jake?
Yeah, I can put it all together. I mean, is it unreasonable for you guys to be able to get it to me by Thursday night? That way I could do it Friday.
No, that's fine. I'll probably just do my intro Thursday too, because I don't really have that much.
Do you need it like Thursday night? Like Thursday night is good for you?
Yeah, I mean, that would work the best, because I have to be able to, basically for a conclusion, I got to have all your guys' stuff. And I have to do my portion of the speech Friday because I'm going to be gone Saturday. So I would put together the, speech and everything Friday morning and go ahead and do it Friday evening probably.
So
let's. I can get it to you by Thursday night.
Okay.
A deadline of Thursday night. And then you should have it all done then by after you do your are we going to have us our own recordings of everything done by Thursday night too then?
Oh no, you guys don't have to have all that done. I was just thinking have the outline done, and then basically from your outline I can pretty much get a gist of what you're going to say.
Okay.
So I can go ahead and conclude. And the conclusion's pretty much just going to be me wrapping up, restating your main points, and then...
And how we work together and
then
stuff.
I'm going to roll into how we work together as a group and the different, theories we use about a process campaign.
Yeah, I'll probably just send you mine by Thursday and everything, because with the finals coming up, I'm just trying to get that out the way, so I'll probably just try to...
So,
So
we
when we
have
do our
to
actual presentations, go ahead.
so we have to record ourselves doing the presentation, and then we have to send it to the group leader, who will then submit all the links to.
hmm
Okay.
So when do we want that by? I mean, I know it's due on Monday. Is that do we want to have that done on Thursday too, or no?
I mean, that's
It's
up to you
better
guys.
to. I would say that we should have it. I mean, this doesn't seem as hard as I thought it was going to be. So it should be pretty easy to throw it all together and have it done by Thursday night. Our individual parts.
hmm
Okay.
Yeah, because
Is
it's just
that
like a
is that
5-minute
reasonable?
part.
That's fine.
We don't have to have an audience, right? We just have to
We do not, and that's what makes it really easy. We just have to be
Oh, do we have to have
and standing.
visual aid?
That's
I'm
what
sorry.
I was
What?
gonna
Standing
ask.
up and
I was gonna ask earlier if do we have to have a PowerPoint? Do you guys know?
I think she said to have something
Oh,
in
did
the
she?
background.
Let me see.
Yeah, it says that prepare PowerPoint slides to aid your fellow students in following your presentation. And then she attached a PowerPoint tutorial for us to review if we need to.
Wait, so does she mean all of us have to have a separate PowerPoint, or we're supposed to have one big one and send it to her separate or something?
You're supposed to
I
use
think
your
we have to have an
PowerPoint.
individual one.
Yeah, so what I was thinking, I mean, normally I have her for another class, and she said PowerPoint should be like a minimum of 5 slides. Big presentation, if everybody puts together like maybe 2 slides per person to cover your stuff, then we should be good.
Mm-hmm.
And so if everybody does your section of the outline, 2 PowerPoint slides, and then your speech, that's basically all it is, from what I understand.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
So, and then, really, I don't think 2 PowerPoint slides will be too rough. Yeah, you can do more if you need it. If you feel like you can make up more than 2, have at it, but I would say 2 minimum, just to be
Yeah,
safe.
but as long as we're meeting like the 5-minute thing,
Yeah, it says 4 to 5 minutes,
and
so.
then, well, at least, yeah. I think we'll have 6 people in our group, so
What was that?
we'll have to do 5 minutes each because we originally had 6 people in our group, and it would have been 4 each. But now since it's 5 people in our group, we have to do 5
Yeah, I mean,
each.
sometimes, 5 minutes isn't going
I
to be
mean,
hard.
5 minutes I feel is
Mhm.
probably really easy to do. Yeah.
It's going to go really quick. Like, I'm probably going to be hard to fit everything in 5 minutes, so.
Yeah, if you go over, I'm pretty sure that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So we good?
I think so. So, I mean, basically everybody has
Mm-hmm.
James doing introduction, Mallory's doing interpersonal, Rachel's doing persuasion, and then Matt's doing media. I'm going to take care of the conclusion and how we work together as a group. So, really, if everybody could just do their section of the outline, a minimum of 2 PowerPoint slides, and then take care of your little speech. It says that it just has to be you professionally dressed and standing, so you don't have to do it in front of an audience.
Right.
Okay.
So, sound good for everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Alright, and then, yeah, like, I mean, if you guys can get everything done by Thursday, that's awesome. If not, it's not a huge deal. All I would need by Thursday is just, like, your portion of the outline and stuff. So,
Okay.
I mean, if that works for everybody, then
Okay.
awesome. And, maybe we'll just, once everything gets, if you guys just want to email it on me, and then when I look at it, maybe we'll do another short group meeting if you guys want to, or we could just text or something. It doesn't matter to me.
It doesn't
We can
matter.
figure it out.
Alright.
Well,
Yeah, if we need one,
after
we
we
could like email each other if we're like lost and we need a group meeting. But other than that, we should be good.
Alright.
sounds
All
good.
right.
I'll email all this stuff to you guys.
Alright.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Good?
Yeah.
Alright. Bye, Matt.
Later.
We're the